Hi guys, welcome to my first SMP style video. I hope you enjoyed it. So the other day, about a month ago, my friend was like, yo, you should join my SMP. And I was like, sure. So of course, what do? I go and leave the country for 2 weeks. Anyways, yeah, I went to spawn, looted some chests, nabbed some food, and as one does at midnight when they're on a call with their friends, I wandered around spawn aimlessly for like a really long time. Until eventually I found this stone pillar thing, don't know what you call it, and it led to this cave entrance, and I had to deal with the skeleton. That was very nervous. And eventually, after leaving the staircase, I found this giant cave and was trying to do target practice on a bat. There was also another portal in this cave, so I decided to go through. Oh yeah, RIP bat. I found these strange tunnels and walkways over a lava lake in the Nether, and I decided to follow them to see where they would go. I also decided to take every right because, you know, if you take every right in a maze, you'll eventually get out. Yeah, so I went right again. The trap doors above my head were very handy, and the blue ice was really nice because you could go at like Mach 5 speed. I eventually came to this nether portal, and for whatever reason, decided to go through it. And I found someone's base. It was very lovely. And after looting around in his barrels for like an hour, and only taking one ominous bottle, I decided to head up the waterfall and see where it led me. There were some mushrooms trapped in a cage and a happy gas with nothing, an enchanting setup, and then another storage room that I, of course, decided to loot. The fishing rod I took will be very important in the future, and so will that soul sand. If you know, you know. And after crafting a pair of boots, I was finally in full iron armor. I decided to head up this ladder where there was some mobs being very humanely treated in boats. And then I also decided to climb up this ladder where there were two happy ghasts. And after 7 tries, I finally hopped onto a happy ghast and flew way up into the sky. I finally dismounted the happy ghast and tied it back up to its post, and descended the ladder again, back in safety. I also had to deal with this pesky pillager. After that, I decided to grab a water bucket and depart via the nether. I also wandered around some side tunnels for about 5 minutes. suspicious looking tunnel, I found another ice highway, which I quickly traversed. I explored a side cave, and finally moved back on. Now, eventually, after an hour of walking through tunnels, I finally came out to this open area and followed the deep slate until I found a giant furnace array, a chest with nothing in it, and another nether portal, which I decided to enter. It turned out to be a villager trading hall. And excuse the noise of the tripwire dupers that I later found above. I looted around a little bit, and if you're wondering why this base looks so terrible, it's the base of the best PvPer on the server, who only needs to grind gear sets, and that's all they do with their life. I looted more chests to get diamonds, emeralds, and books. I traded with some villagers to get even more emeralds so I could start working on my gear set. And I traded tripwire hooks to Fletchers to increase my stock. I eventually went up the bubble column in the side to see where it took me, and immediately went and fell again. Yeah. I made my way up the bubble column a second time, and I came out up on this lovely desert. Oh yeah, and by the way, I did about an hour of grinding my maxed out set at the villager trading hall. Anyways, while I'm exploring this desert village, I really hope and would appreciate it if you subscribe. This is only my third long-form video on this channel, and it would be just so awesome. It would make my day if even one of my viewers subscribed to me. Anyways, right back to the video. I found this bench thing with one of the campfires missing, and I crossed this wooden bridge. I gathered some gunpowder from creepers, as this would be very important in the near future. I finally returned to the nether to go exploring, and I went this way, dealt with a pesky pigman in my way, and mined into a wall because I had a very special plan. So I decided to start digging out an area to make another portal, and somehow stupid me forgot to bring enough obsidian. I only brought 8, and you need 10. Yeah. And that's the kind of day I was having. Like, let's be honest, guys. I also got very distracted by this ghast. I was asleep. Eventually, because of the server's very low render distance, despawned or dropped out of my render distance, and I decided to return to the overworld trading hall, where I traded for some golden carrots to get better saturation. I finally decided to return to the nether to finish the project I've been working on. There, I quickly went and mined some obsidian. I made it faster so you all didn't have to sit through that. And then I fell into the lava because a pigman hit me in. I finally finished my nether portal and made my way to the other side, where I found a mason. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I turned on chunk borders because I wanted to build an ender pearl stasis chamber. Basically, if you don't know what that is, you set an ender pearl suspended in a bubble column, and yeah, whenever you pull a fishing rod, it will trigger the ender pearl and teleport you out instantly. which is awesome. I used the kelp to make the water blocks full sources. I returned and broke all of the kelp. And yeah, let's just say I failed. Again. And again. And yeah, again. I finally gave up, completely rebuilt it, somewhere else. Yeah, it took me a while to do it. But anyways. After about another 30 minutes of work, yeah. I caught a fish as well, a cod, which was quite nice. I threw my ender pearl in, and went back to the nether, and it didn't work again, for like the 6th time. Like, what is my luck today, guys? Like, the 7th time it didn't work either, and, yeah, no. The 8th time, no. You would think that by 8 times I would know what's going on. So, I eventually broke the pressure plate through... This is hard for me to watch. And after 7 attempts, I finally made it through. And yeah, that's what Stasis' chamber does. I logged off for the night, because it was very late. Anyways, guys, if you have been enjoying the video thus far, and you've stayed on to watch, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm hoping to reach 15 subscribers by the end of March. So, anyways, the next morning, I ran around towns for like another hour. I backtracked a lot until eventually I completed another part, a mushroom island. And I broke some nether wart, almost killed a dog, explored, and found this arena. And yeah, it was kind of a terrible arena. I ran around some houses for a while, till I eventually found this, a villager breeder. Now, this is again going to become very important in the future, because I know what happens and you don't. But anyways, there's this villager training hall over here. Yeah. This is going to become very, very important in the future. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe again. I'm trying to reach 15 subscribers by the end of March, and that would help out a lot. So, next time we meet, I'll be getting full netherite armor, and some other